What brought you to Sheffield?
I went to Leeds Met Uni, got a good taste of the north. It took a place in my heart. I got in the car and I drove up and here I am.
11 years later.
11 years later, darling, yeah. Long and short, I googled business ideas and I think it was number 6. To this day I go, it's number 6.
Thank you for tuning in to the Yorkshire Business Podcast. We feature bright and brilliant businesses from across Yorkshire, and that's exactly what we've got on the podcast today. Joining me in the studio is Lorna, founder of Coming From a Good Place. Coming From a Good Place provide bespoke corporate gifts focused around well-being. They've been affectionately coined as gifts that keep on giving. My name's Chloe, I'm the founder of One Source HR and I'm the host of the Yorkshire Business Podcast.
My name is Lorna and I am from Cornwall, born and bred, and I am half French. So my mother is originally from Brittany and I moved to Sheffield 11 and a half years ago.
Wow. What brought you to Sheffield?
So I went to Leeds Met Uni, so got a good taste of the north in terms of people, music, nightlife, vibe, and it took a place in my heart.
Yeah.
After uni I went back down south and then went to France for a bit and moved around quite a bit and lived in London and went away and then came back and then went back to Cornwall. One reason or another didn't settle, and a friend suggested, he's from Manchester, and I was saying, I don't know what to do myself, but I love the north. And he said, well, what about Sheffield? And I looked on the map and it made sense.
Yeah.
So I got in the car and I drove up and here I am.
11 years later.
11 years later, darling, yes.
Not living in the car now, though, no?
No, I wasn't in the car, no. I said, no, I'm not in the car. I stayed in an Airbnb, actually.
Yeah.
With a lovely couple in Meersbrook. And, yeah, and then I got a sort of studio flat and on London Road, just off London Road. And I was there for nearly 4 years. And then now I live up towards Crystal Peaks Way.
Lovely.
So yeah, I've moved around, but I am what I think I could describe myself as settled in Sheffield.
Nice. Gives you a lot of life experience though, doesn't it? Like moving to different places and doing that on your own as well and seeing the world a bit.
Yeah, yes, I'd say I've been very lucky to have seen quite a lot of the world actually. As a family, when we were growing up, my mum and dad used to rent a house out over the summer, and we'd go places. We lived in Africa for a couple of years between the ages of 6 and 8 in Botswana, and then while my parents rented a house out, my dad got a job there, and then I went to South America after college, and then I've lived in Spain. And I lived in Gambia for a year and a half. We drove there and drove back.
Yeah.
So that was exciting.
Wow.
Across the Sahara Desert. And like I say, I lived in London for 6 years and I've travelled. I've been quite resourceful in terms of getting myself to places.
Yeah.
And but the last years I've done a lot less travel really. But that's just because I wanted to focus on where I'm at now really. So
yeah, and focus on the business a bit.
Yes.
Yes. So tell us about the business.
Coming From a Good Place, it started 5 years ago.
Yeah.
So I've worked in various different jobs, mainly sort of frontline work and sort of supported accommodation type work, with people with different walks of life, but different types of issues and sort of women's refugees and complex needs and things like that. And then I've also done sort of community events and that side of things. And start of lockdown, I was actually a community engagement coordinator up in Wakefield Way, and it wasn't fit for like being during lockdown, and so that job finished, and it were kind of my dream job, that actually, and having worked in various other roles in housing, and so long and short, I googled business ideas, and I think it were number 6. Well, sorry, I say it to this day, I go, it's number 6. Number 6 was gift boxes.
Yeah.
I thought I had to try, because I don't need to be specifically qualified to put a gift box or whatever. And I don't need premises. And it seemed accessible. And so I looked around who I knew and who had a bit, business experience, and my hairdresser's sister.
Yeah.
And another friend as well who I approached, but in the end it was my hairdresser's sister, and we sat in a cafe, and I said, gift boxes, and we sort of started manoeuvring towards well-being.
Yeah.
And during that lunch, in that coffee shop, she was saying, we could put different products, and I said, well, I think we need to just consider where the products come from.
Yeah.
And have some thought of that somehow. And she said, well, I guess they need to be coming from a good place, don't they? And I said, could that be our business name?
Yeah.
Anyway, then we left the cafe and messaged each other all evening going, shall we? And then that were it. Coming from a good place was born.
Yeah.
With that name.
Exciting.
Yeah.
That's such a lovely story. Like, sounds really organic how it kind of came about.
Yeah.
And I guess that ethos is still there now, isn't it? Because I've been lucky enough to see some of the products and see the boxes, and everything really does come from a good place. I
would like to say it's up for interpretation.
Yeah.
I've got kind of a baseline ethos within it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's about it coming from a good place. That's always just a baseline of how I did, choose a supplier and how we've approached the whole thing.
Yeah.
If you like.
Yeah. So if somebody came to you, a company, and they said, we'd like to put something bespoke in there. Say it was like a bar of soap, for example.
Yeah.
How would you go about that? Because I'm guessing you want to protect that ethos.
Well, so that's a good question, because like I say, at the moment, obviously I've got certain brands that are the core of what can be put in a gift box.
Yeah.
So they vary from local products and they're the products that I know that can scale quickly, so I can request 100 of X, Y, or Z, and then I can also request 2,000.
Yeah.
And those brands are small to medium business, like Simpkins Sweets, for example, that are based in Hillsborough. They's like 100-year-old brand, family business, and they can do the smaller orders for me, the minimal, and then they can also scale really fast and deliver.
Yeah.
So sometimes some of the more artisan products, when they're homemade as such, maybe they can't scale as fast or deliver. But if a brand came to me, came to me and said, but we want this soap and we only want 50 of them, and we know that this soap supplier can deliver 50 soaps, then we can make that work, right?
Yeah.
So I think it's just that conversation, and like say, I've tried to think about, should there be some sort of bullet points of what we do and don't do, and I can't come to it.
Yeah.
So I think it's just being open to different options, and if we all think, they come from a good place, that'll do.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, no,
you know what I mean?
That makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you've got some local products in there, haven't you?
Yes.
You've mentioned Simpkins. Are there any other kind of Yorkshire brands that you work with?
Yes. So the ones that we've got so far, Yorkshire Candle Company,
Nice.
Who are based up towards Crystal Peaks as well. And then we've got Yorkshire Crisps,
Nice.
who are a sturdy brand. They're all sturdy, like say. So Yorkshire Crisps, we've got Our Tiny Bees that are from Home Firth and do the balms. So the Yorkshire Candle Company do, the labels can be branded, and then the Simpkins tin as well, they can be branded. So there's a lot of flexibility and options.
When you are gifting your employees, it's lovely to get a big hamper that's full of alcohol and crackers. I don't know how much cheese these people go through with the amount of crackers you can get in some of these hampers.
Yes.
But it's actually really nice to get something that does focus on well-being and can be branded as well, because I think it adds that special touch of showing that the company's almost like invested in you by gifting you this kind of product. It feels a bit more special, doesn't it, when it's got that branding sometimes?
Yeah, and it can be a slogan or a message as well. Like, the world is your oyster with it, really. And there's also the concept of it can have a QR code on there as well. So I've not done this with a company yet, but I just want one to come to me and say, your whole office sing, like a video of the whole office singing Merry Christmas, or like a whole office singing Happy Birthday, or something, and then you send it with a QR code and it just links to a video.
Oh no, because now I want to do it and send one out to all my clients at Christmas, but it's a bit awkward because there's only me and Anna, so it'd just be me and Anna singing Merry Christmas.
I think that'll do, Chloe. I think it was sufficient.
Do you think people want to hear me singing Merry Christmas?
Yeah, just click your fingers.
Get into it.
You don't even need to like sing. You can sort of say it, just talk it. Like you say. So, like you say, there's a lot of options, and like I say to businesses, it's just that little bit of getting it right to start. But once we've got it and the ball's rolling, you're on the portal, we can just, then it just flows. Do you know what I mean? Because we've got, because like, for example, the ribbon handle, that can be branded. And once we've got everything set, it's easy to just reorder.
Yeah.
Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's that, like you say, it's that tailored service. So, for example, if the brand's got loads of yellow in it, then we can look at yellow products, like Yorkshire Crisp do a sea salt crisp and it's yellow.
Yeah.
Do you see what I mean? And we can do, if it's red and black brand, and we can do tomato and coffee and
all sorts of different things.
Yes.
Yeah. So speaking of Christmas, like, my gosh, we're at the start of October. It's round the corner. If companies are looking at kind of corporate gifting, whether it's for their clients or whether it's for their employees, how soon do they need to be talking to you?
Sooner rather than later.
Yes.
I think it just means, like, I was talking to some businesses yesterday at the Unlimited Expo.
Yeah.
And they were saying that they stopped gifting because it was just so hectic and it just was more hassle than it was worth.
Yeah.
Because they were sort of trying to do it in-house and whatever else. And I think what I'm trying to say is let's get it sorted now and then just leave it to us.
Yeah.
And we'll sort it out. Do you see what I mean? And I think it's just a couple of calls, if that. And we don't even need to automatically speak. We can email. We can just put it on the portal, send over some options. And then we're beating that rush.
Yeah.
And it's done in a settled fashion and everyone's happy.
Yeah. And I think that's really important what you touched on there about a bit of chaos, trying to manage this all internally. And one thing that you've got and recently launched that is really unique and takes all of that stress away is your brand ambassadors.
Yes. Which you...
I am one.
Yes, Chloe is
I've signed, sealed, delivered.
She has done it. So part of the strategy that came through the digitisation grant was to have brand ambassadors to help grow the business.
Yeah.
So throughout my working life, I've always been really curious about and conscious of how does one grow a brand?
Yeah.
And what are the options within that? Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
And so we had some terms written, and it was, the strategy is, like you say, to onboard these commission-based opportunities, and added value, should I say, for everyone involved, because it's an opportunity for people like yourself who are in positions like yourself doing what you do, and other people who are doing what they do, for example, VAs, or we've got data analysts, we've got different types of people. I'm trying to think, like business coaches, business consultants. They can add that value to their clients.
Yeah.
And also it can be a foot in the door for them to go into businesses and, you know, discuss this as an option alongside potentially their services as well.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, for me in HR, it just absolutely makes sense because as a consultant now, I work with a lot of SMEs who don't have that internal HR function. And when I worked internally, inevitably, HR do get the jobs sometimes, like sort all the Christmas gifts, buy Easter eggs, organise the Christmas party. They're not strictly HR duties by any stretch, but when you are kind of standalone HR in a small business, you do tend to get lumbered with those kind of things. And I absolutely remember the chaos of, running around 5 different supermarkets, buying vouchers and bottles of this and bottles of that, and filling my little 500 up with it all, and getting it to everybody across multiple sites as well. And it was just chaos. And as coming on board as a brand ambassador, I can see how I can make that kind of corporate gifting really simplistic for my clients. Like I've been on the portal, I've seen how easy it is to use and how easy it is to tailor things for them as well. So if they've got somebody they want gluten-free, for example, it's really easy to choose that, isn't it?
It is. On the website, I've put I've homed in on certain products. Yeah. Because the Yorkshire Candle Company have got a lot of different scents. Yeah. So I couldn't be there forever and a day putting all the scents on, do you see what I mean? So I've, over the journey of selling boxes to initially B2C, including neighbours, friends, you know, and people I knew. And then when I was out networking, I was doing more the B2C side. So like, for example, business owners for their husbands, for their wives, for their family members, things like that. And on that journey, I sought out feedback. Yeah. You know, and watched, but like observed people's reactions to certain smells, certain tastes. So I've worked, I'd say hard. I've worked hard to like try and get products that I think, for want of a word, generically pleasing. Yeah. Do you see what I mean? And I think, and but then in the same breath, if someone just really loves the smell of coffee, or they really loves the smell of pumpkins or pumpkin spice or whatever it might be, then Yorkshire Candle got that and we can get that. Do you see what I mean? So it's there's a lot of different options, and obviously Simpkins Travel Suites, they've got a lot of products. Mm-hmm. And so I've got that relationship with all these different suppliers, and so it's about having that conversation and then tailoring accordingly. Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's some beautiful products, but bizarrely, I'm going to ask you to show us the box, because people have actually come to you, haven't they, and just said, can we have an empty box? Because the box in itself is so unique. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, like you say, so the box was actually designed by Sheffield Innovation Programme. Okay. So what happened was, I'll tell you. So what happened was the business was a partnership for the first 5 months. Yeah. And the logo was designed in a hexagon shape, and it was a bit of a fluke thing. Yeah. And then we discovered that actually the hexagon shape is a really positive shape. Obviously, it's linked to beehives, and it's actually got a lot of positive history that whenever I come to tell this, I always forget. But it does. So like I say, it's got a lot of, it's a stunning shape actually. So then I was, at the time I had some standard sort of cardboard boxes, the sort of rectangular shape. And then I tried sort of the magnetic ones, which actually were, especially for the smaller quantities, were really expensive.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was like knocking me off a little bit, paying this price for these boxes that were kind of generic.
Yeah.
So I phoned, if I had a figure of how many box companies I phoned in England, a lot.
Yeah.
A lot. So I was trying to think outside the box, so I was going to the box and out. And it was just like, say, anyway, Holsworth Packaging, I will name them because up at Crystal Peaks, I'd phoned them a few times, and one day the manager answered, and I says, look, I really need this hexagon box. What can you? He said, come and see me. And then we stood outside in the yard, and he said his kid had bought, had like a toy that come in a hexagon box. He says, well, this is the sort of thing you need, but you need your tooling and you need your design. I know someone who can do it.
Yeah.
So he referred me to John Kirkby at Design Futures,
Mm-hmm.
who had access to the Sheffield Innovation Programme, sort of funding, should I say. And then that were it. A form was filled, and then off we went. And it took some months,
Yeah.
but we got there, and this is it.
Lovely. It's beautiful. Yeah.
So, like you say, and it's hexagon, and the box itself can come in different colours. The ribbon handle is made from recycled bottles.
Nice.
Just because the ribbon supplier had that option, and actually they look pretty cool, so I thought that's good. And they can be branded as well, and that's it. And then I got the Scale Up 360, who were sort of a follow-on from the SIP, the Sheffield Innovation Programme, who helped us look at how to focus more on the B2B side of things.
Yeah.
So I'll show you, we've got a bigger box down here. So this is how, so we've got the, like say, the hexagon label, but we can do, these are the bigger boxes. And like say, just as an example, I'll put that back down. But yeah, this is it. And they can be printed on, they can be labelled on.
Yeah.
And they come in different sizes.
Yeah. I love getting like a gift like that comes in a nice box that you can keep and reuse for different stuff.
Yes.
Because to me, I'm like, what could I put in that next? Like make a nice little hat box, or yeah, you could put all sorts in it, couldn't you?
So one customer sent me a picture of their cat.
Oh,
Oh, that's really cute. So, like I say, it's a so I like to describe it as a gift that keeps on giving.
yeah.
Because I think for businesses out there, it's trying to be remembered.
Mm-hmm.
It's trying to leave a lasting impression.
Yeah.
And when I've been building coming from a good place, that's always been in my mind.
Yeah.
How can we help businesses represent, add value, show that they care
Yeah.
in a world where, we need it.
Yeah.
I would think it's fair to say.
Yeah. Yeah, we do.
But
We do, definitely.
we do.
We do. We need to show we care. And everybody needs to feel cared for, don't they?
They do. And it's like, I think, certainly from my perspective, as having worked, I'm 43 now, and I've worked in quite a lot of different types of jobs, like you say, from the age of sort of 15, really, 14, 15, where I was babysitting or whatever, and then working in pubs and cafes and hotels, and I was worked as a cleaner, and I've worked, like say, in supported accommodation and housing and different projects. And when even the word thank you sometimes, or just even a little message to say why you feel valued,
Yeah.
and add that with a gift that's just a little bit tailored, like you say, is it gluten-free, is it sugar-free,
Yeah.
is it their favourite colour,
Yeah.
is it their favourite sweet? Because the other day I had a conversation, we've got like these Eurostar bath bombs
Yeah.
that I think pretty cool.
They are so sparkly.
Yeah,
I'm intrigued to see what they do when you put them in the bath, actually.
Chloe, this is for you, darling, because you are a star.
Thank you.
Split.
Love
There you
that. I'm a star.
You are, darling. Bruce, you got it there.
Oh, love
so,
it.
like you say, so yes. So there's a combination of products that can just, for not a lot, you know, it's like £20 minimum a gift box.
Yeah.
And yeah, we're here to make it happen.
Yeah. Awesome. So if people want to order, they can come via a brand ambassador, yours truly.
They can, darling. They can.
They can come direct on the website.
They can.
And they're always welcome to reach out to you too.
They are, yeah. That's it. Like you say. So the last 5 years it's trying to work in the business, on the business, for the business, while navigating, getting people on board, paying people for their services, managing expectations.
It's a lot.
It's been a lot, actually, and at times overwhelming. And I don't know, sometimes I feel like I've led myself down the wrong paths. Do you know what I mean? And so I had to sort of stand back for a while and just reset.
Yeah.
Because I want this business to have good, solid foundations.
Yeah.
That ideally doesn't involve me being run ragged for the rest of my working life.
Yeah.
Do you see what I mean? So this is part of the beauty of bringing on board brand ambassadors, and in the sense that they have their flexibility. There's no join-in fee. There's no target. There's no target. But in the same breath, it's like we're working together.
Yeah.
Under that flexible umbrella, and it's supporting those people as well to I was going to say line their pockets, basically, in a nutshell, because this is what we're trying to do. And it's like, how do I spend thousands and thousands of pounds doing X, Y, and Z on marketing? Obviously, there's elements where the answer will sometimes be yes.
Yeah.
But I want to grow the brand in a way that brings people on board and enables people to have that option and win from it as well, and gain from it. And
you can't underestimate the power of people, especially in a world where we're maybe becoming increasingly disconnected. I think even more now than ever, people are craving that personal connection. So, you know, that comes through brand ambassadors speaking to their clients, and it comes with receiving a beautiful gift box that is so tailored and unique. It does give you that personal connection in a very disconnected time.
Yes, and for me, even the brand ambassadors that I've onboarded it's been lovely.
Yeah.
Like, I've really loved it already.
Yeah.
Because it's giving me those connections there's no like big old expectation there. It's, obviously I've got some terms written and that and the other, but that was done through solicitors, and it was just to make sure that we just had a baseline there for everyone. But then it's about being flexible with it. Obviously, working as a support worker in different types of roles over the last years, it's in my nature to be supportive.
Yeah.
And so to bring people on board and support the strategy and support businesses to have good quality products, and so that their clients, their staff also have a good experience. Like, obviously, we've got the inflatable foot baths and the foot soaks and the balms and things like that. And that's more heading towards, so that's with the well-being side of things that the business originally was based on. This is a sort of pamper side of things that men and women can enjoy. And having worked, you know, when I worked for a council and I was in depot and I was working alongside the construction workers, the contractors, the repairs, all those side of things, and obviously working in mental health, and seeing people who've been in the workplace and they need that support and that those products that genuinely support people's well-being and to, like, say, we used to have a box called Take a Moment and Relax, Renew, Refresh. So at some point when I get round to it, because it's a bit, but we're going to bring those boxes back.
Yeah.
Because I think even, you know, the construction industry, the tech industry, all these industries, let's not underestimate the power of a foot bath.
Yeah, I was bought a foot spa, right, a few years ago. And still to this day, I'm like, that is one of the best presents that I've ever received.
I thought you were going to say I've never used it.
No, I have. I absolutely love it.
It's in that cupboard. I can happen. But the foot bath that what we sell, it's inflatable.
Yeah.
I spent a long time looking for foot baths, right? And this one's from a brand called Bossin, and it's like I say, it's an inflatable foot bath. And you can just pop it over the sink. And it's fun for all the family as well. Yeah. So if they've got that and it goes out to an office or whatever, and then it goes back to the families and everyone, and the foot soaks is from a brand called Botanicals. Yeah. And it's a really lush foot soak. Do you see what I mean? That goes well. And then our Tiny Bees foot balm works beautifully with it all. So while eating some Yorkshire popcorn. Yeah. What more can we want in life?
Winning.
So, this is what I mean.
It's like my perfect Friday night, that, you know.
This is what I mean, like to say. Or a lemon and honey and chamomile drop. Mm-hmm. That's fine too. So, like you say, and I do think, so a lot of work's gone into creating these experiences for people. Because I think sometimes the products that people gift and that, you know, people don't end up using them or they end up giving them away, which also has its beauty in itself. Yeah. But like you say, so that's where we're at. Coming from a good place is just about adding value wherever possible for all involved. So from the product itself to the gift box to the brand ambassadors to the business itself to the people who receive the gift, it's an all-rounder. And I keep rolling off, and I have people have said to me, like, what do you mean by that? But when I say gifts that keep on giving, that's what I think they are.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Oh, right.
Gifts that keep on giving.
Yeah, they do. They are gifts that keep on giving.
Long may it continue.
Long may it continue, Chloe.